Last week on Tech Talk, we filled you in on some of the most common types of malware and how they might harm your computer. Well, this week sees the return of the infamous FBI virus. And no, it's not coming from the government. Here to fill us all in on the risk is our resident tech expert, Stephen Miano, owner of that computer store in Irmo, as well as in the Harbison Mall.
Yep, that's right.
Stephen Miano. Okay, here it is, folks. You see an email, it says the FBI. We talked about the particular malware in the past, Stephen. We talked about this before. What is it about this virus that is creating like this trend of problems for people?
Well, it's bad news. Last week we talked about some of the different kinds of viruses.
Like the Trojan and everything.
Right, and this really takes all of those, puts them in a mixing bowl, some eggs, some sugar, and it just makes this big fluffy cake of mayhem because the virus is usually deployed as a Trojan, like we talked about. Right. It looks like something legitimate, an updater to Flash or an email from a friend, but then you're hit. And this thing is so virulent. We did some test infections this week, and the machines were infected in less than 3 seconds. The machine was completely locked down. You couldn't do anything. You can't. This new version, if you try to reboot into safe mode, it shuts it right back down. It won't let you do any of the diagnostic stuff that you could normally do.
Now, what you're looking at your screen right now is actually a screenshot of one of the effects of the virus.
Yeah, what it does, and the other thing that's a little disturbing is there are multiple flavors. We have 2 or 3 flavors. Yeah, okay. There's like vanilla, chocolate.
Right.
But the different versions, and they all do essentially the same thing. It's ransomware. It's designed to lock your computer down and extort you and get you to pay them a bounty of $200, $300, $400.
To give you back, I guess, all your information, everything.
To give you control back of your computer, supposedly. Yeah.
Now, how are people getting infected? Is it just primarily through emails or by anything else?
It's interesting. We talked about Trojans. It's coming as updates to Java. It's coming as updates to Flash. Or it's being packaged as software that doesn't really exist, like the Flash Player Pro, which there's no such thing. So if you get something that says, hey, update Flash Player Pro,
that's good.
It's not real. It is also coming through emails, hacked websites, bogus Facebook messages. Really, there's no one vector for this thing. It's coming from all sides.
Not too long ago, I got an email, and it looked like it came from my wife, but then I was looking at how it wasn't .com, it was like her email address, but just to the end it was like .ct.
Yeah, just a little bit different.
Right, and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't from her. And so I figured, I was like, that could be an example where people should look out for those type of red flags.
Yeah, and if you get an email that's really short and says, hey, check out this link, and it's some weird, just be careful, because other viruses and other malware that will steal your email contacts could then be reused to distribute this kind of thing. And they use that layered approach. They're using viruses, Trojans, rootkits to all work together to ruin your computer.
Wow.
life.
And finally, Stephen, how do we clean this up?
Well, there used to be some pretty good guides on the internet on how to do it yourself. This new variant, I spent 5 hours yesterday researching and trying to break this on one of our customers.
Folks.
Yeah, on one of our customers' computers. It's really, really bad because all of the tools that we've used in the past, they stop working. So the best thing you can do is take it to somebody who can put that time and effort and has had some experience with it. You can Google. Now, one of the things we've noticed is Googling those how-tos, some of them actually lead to more viral website deployments.
Oh,
so by looking for the fix, you can get pinched worse.
And if you have any questions, folks, stop by the Irmo store to see Stephen Miano or at the mall at Harbison. All right, folks, we'll be right back after this. Stay with us.